morning, my people. Happy Sunday. Yes, yes. Today is the 24th of August, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him, all things is possible. Top of the morning to all my kings, my queens, boys and girls, children of all ages. Happy Sunday to y'all. Uh, I hope everybody had a great Friday and Saturday. Hope everybody's feeling good today. Blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day and knowing with Him all things is possible. Now, I know y'all surprised to see me today, but uh, I'm gonna be I'm on my bully right now, man. I got some things I got to do this week, so I had to push to do this for yesterday and today. Got a couple things I need to do, so I say, it is Sunday. Uh, the Lord's Day is every day. It's not just Sundays, but it is His day. So I think I'll get up here and chop it up with you guys. Talk a little bit about the interesting day I had yesterday with me and my bestie, my missus. Shout outs to the missus. Um, make a couple announcements on some stuff that's going to be going down this week because I should be making my way back to the gyms. So it's a couple of things I'm working on. So we gonna talk about some of the things that we got going on, man. And let's get into it. So for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, baby. And tell people that it's the best place to come to in the mornings, baby. You don't want to hear no sugarcoating. You don't want to hear no favoritism. You don't want to hear no kissing no butt. If you don't want to hear no cloud chasing, if you don't like to go to a channel where it's messy, and these is for my grown people. I'm not talking about you grown kids who just like drama, you like soap opera. We're talking about people who actually like a place that they could come to where they can be relaxed and chill mode. Then you're at the right place. But if you're looking to cause some controversy, if you're looking to just be drama all the time and just cause pure chaos, then you're definitely are at the wrong channel. This is not it. Shout out to the dispensaries. Yesterday, we were in Harlem. Harlem was on lockdown yesterday, man, on the west side. You know, shout outs to Harlem, man. Yesterday it was on and popping. I went to an event that I usually don't go to because a lot of times it's too many people. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing this. But yesterday I was glad I stepped out. I was able to get a little content. Couldn't get nothing for YouTube, but it's okay. I was able to get a little content. I was able to enjoy myself. Got to meet Bone Crusher, which is crazy. Because Never Scared was always one of my favorite songs, man. I got to actually meet him and then get them. Got to see a free show with just him performing, and I'm standing right there. Walked past him, y'all. Didn't even know the man was sitting there. I'm getting ready to rush to where I'm thinking he's performing at. The whole time, the man's sitting right there. Crazy. A lot of people tried to act like they knew who he was and didn't even know. Our people are funny. But anyway, the dude that sang "Where Them Fans At," he pops up. I got to get his record. I got to hear him. I didn't really get to see him like that. But yesterday was a great day in Harlem, man. Shouts to everybody who came out, man. It was definitely worth seeing it. And me, I'm kind of funny sometimes when it comes to getting around people because I just can't be around anybody. And I always stress to y'all when it comes to our people, we should never at any time feel uncomfortable with being around them. That's something, that's a feeling that shouldn't even exist. But sometimes it's our people who do too much. So as I'm standing around yesterday, I'm saying to myself, hopefully everything goes well. Because I'm not really the type that think negative when we go places. I try not to think negative. I try to keep negativity where negativity belongs. Um, I just think that sometimes it happens because you've been places, you've been experienced, you've seen stuff pop off, and you go, "Oh, we were having fun, and why did this happen?" Because sometimes the heat and alcohol don't mix along with every other drug that you on. So sometimes you're thinking, okay, what is about to happen today? And in the words of Ice Cube, I was able to stand back and say today was a good day. Because like I said, I don't never look. I would never look for something to happen, but I'm always on standby. And that's going to be the word for today, standby. Sometimes you have to be on standby for things because you just don't know. But yesterday was beautiful. And shout outs to all the people who came out. There was a lot of amazing people who came out and they enjoyed themselves. Real grown people. We're talking about real grown folks. Because just because you're a certain age doesn't make you grown. There's people who got grandchildren who still walk around acting like they're in their 20s. We're talking about real grown people who know how to have fun. They either know how to control their liquor, or they may not be a drinker or a smoker, and they just come out and they enjoy themselves. So, shout outs, shout outs to all of them. I think sometimes as people, we overdo it. Um, we overdo it sometimes with having fun. You know how somebody comes out and you go somewhere, you go to a cookout, you go to a lounge. Well, let's just say you go to a cookout, you go to a block party, and then you leave the block party. It's 8, 9 o'clock at night, and somebody's like, "Yo, let's go to the bar and let's do this and do that." And you're like, "Yo, we just was at a block party when we were drinking, smoking. What the hell do we need to go to a bar for?" Because when you're young, you're not thinking. When you're like in your 20s, I think it's suitable for you to do that because you're like, okay. But as you get older into your late 30s, early 40s, and it's not telling anybody not to enjoy life. But some people just overdo it a little bit. And when something happens, the first thing you tell yourself is that, hey, man, I should have went home early. Had I went home earlier, I would never had none of this to worry about. And that's what we all ended up doing. We all end up doing that. It always becomes I should have went home, and it should never have to come to that. But it happens. But yesterday was amazing, man. I really had an amazing, amazing day. And it's not hard for me to have a good time. But if I ever get bored in a situation, or if I feel like I'm around people and they doing too much, I'm getting from around them. I'm getting from around them because now I'm like, it's too much going on. And that's my favorite line. But I'm gonna tell you when too much is going on, because I'm gonna come out and be like, it's too much going on. Because once again, when we get around our people, we are expecting to do what they said we can't do. And that's all of us actually come together and act like civilized people, to enjoy each other. We're here to enjoy each other's company if we can do it without anybody getting arrested, without anybody getting hurt. So as I walked around yesterday and I'm monitoring everything and I'm looking, but I'm saying monitor like I do security, but I'm watching and I'm like, all right, this is dope. For a minute, I was able to stand in the middle of the street because everything is blocked and looked around. And I'm like, now, this is what people supposed to do. I mean, people from different nationalities come through, which makes them, that's what makes New York City so dope. Because I love to see different nationalities and everybody kick it, but when I can see our people do it, because they say with us, it's only a matter of time before something is going to happen. But we could avoid problems if we just be on standby. Sometimes you be on standby and be like, all right, I see this, I see that, but then okay, now it's time to let's pay attention to what's going on at the same time. And when you see certain things, you got to be like, okay, fun over, time to go. And that's the type of person I am. I like to say, okay, fun over, it's time to go. And you always got that one person that think they got control of what's happening, and they'll go, no man, it ain't nothing happening. It ain't nothing, man. Ain't nothing going on. And you be like, no, I'm out. Because the thing is, you have to follow not only whatever your mind is telling you, but whatever your heart is telling you. If you like, yo, it look like something's about to happen right now. They getting too excited for me. I'm gone. Then that's the time for you to take advantage and be like, okay, I'm gone. And never let anybody talk you into staying where it's not it's not safe for you if you feel like it's not safe. And some people will do that because they want to chill with you, they want to have a good time with you, which is nothing wrong with that. Just be on standby when you're out there. You don't have to be the nervous type looking around like, oh my God, they look like they. No, nothing like that. But I always tell you to be aware of your surroundings. It's the most important thing in the world, is to be a part of that. But when you can get out and you can have fun and you can enjoy yourself, it's a beautiful thing. You have something to brag about. You have something to talk about because it's great. Because nowadays, when you get out, even if you're going to a parade, anything, a block party, you don't know what the hell can transpire, and you don't know how fast you can go from partying to shots fired or fist fight breaking out. You don't know, things are happening. Now, at some point, that should never stop you from enjoying yourself, but sometimes it could put a little pause, or it could determine how you go on in life to have fun. Because I know some people who are, they're how can I say it, traumatized by something that might have happened to them years ago, and you go, man, that's years ago. You got to get over that. But it's kind of hard to tell somebody to get over something that you didn't go through. They went through it, and it scared them just enough for them to say, I don't ever want to do this again. You know, and then we go, was it that bad? Well, obviously it was for them to say they don't want to do it. So, sometimes where you have fun and how you have fun determines how your day is going to end. Because sometimes that could affect you if you're not careful. And that's in life that, we pick and choose where we're going to go party at and who we're going to party with. And I always say what time we're going to leave the party. Because now the party out here nowadays, to do anything nowadays, it's like you gotta have your hand on the careful button. The careful button is like, okay, we're not gonna go over here. We got to be careful, or we can't stay here too long. We got to be careful, or we can't walk through here because we got to be careful. Everybody seems to have to walk around with their hand on the careful button. Um, I have somewhere I'm tending to this Wednesday. Shout outs to Queens Flip. If y'all all don't know who Queens Flip is, go look Queens Flip up on YouTube. Queens Flip. If you or any of you guys are in New York and visiting, or if you're from New York, this Wednesday between 1 to 7 in Brooklyn, um, between Utica and Glenwood, Queens Flip he'll be in Brooklyn this Wednesday, uh, giving out free jerk chicken. So if you're in Brooklyn or in one of the boroughs, or if you're visiting, pull up to Brooklyn Wednesday from 1 to 7. My man Queens Flip will be giving out free jerk chicken. So just make sure y'all out there this week. I posted it up on my Instagram, so check it out this week. And good morning to everybody. Thank God for another day, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button. BC, I see you. What up, bro? So we have to always be on standby when we are in certain positions. And it's not you overthinking, but also you being aware. And there's nothing wrong with being aware of what's around you. So even when I'm at this event yesterday, after a while, I was able to not let my guards down, but just be able to relax because I said I'm around some grown people. I couldn't see what everybody was doing, but I was like, okay, I was able to be at this event. Didn't stay for the whole event, but stayed basically probably for the whole event. It was only probably like 20, 25 minutes left. But you know how you don't want to have to go through the whole crowd. Um, and me and the missus was there and we enjoyed ourselves, but we had a great time, man. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I'm with her anyway, it's always going to be a great time. And it was the first time me and her had done it together. It wasn't the first time she did it, but it actually was the first time I actually had did it. Because usually when it happens, I stay home because I really don't care about it. But um, and once again, you don't want to be judgmental and go, every time you get around your people, you're gonna think, and I don't mean people as family, but you get around black people get around each other, there's always a sense of, okay, it's too many of them out here today, something's gonna happen. And I know that's not the way to think when you're going out to have fun, but then some, there's times you do have to look and go, okay, what's gonna pop off today? Let's see how many ignorant ass people are out here today. Because we do get at times we do get people who they do a little too much. They overdo it, where it's like, bro, it ain't even that serious. What are we doing? But sometimes you have to just take chances, but also be on standby. Now, McLean, what is being standby? You have to be on standby because you don't know what is going to happen wherever you at. So which means you have to prepare yourself to get up out of there. Sometimes people are not prepared, and if something happens, and then they go, "I didn't know it was gonna happen." Well, that's why you must be aware and be on standby for things. Because when something takes off and you know about it, you might have a better chance of getting out of there versus I didn't know. That's just the kind of person that I am. I'm not a scary dude when I move around, but I like to I just like to be aware of things. So then I know, okay, this is where I gotta go with it. And it's just it hasn't always been like that with me, but as you get older and you have seen stuff and you have heard stuff, it will prepare you to move different. It'll prepare you to move different, and you'll be a little wiser about who you go around and where you're going. And it's a great feeling to a certain extent. But yes, you are able to go out and enjoy life. There's no such thing as that you can't go out and enjoy life without always worrying about something happening. But for sure, you definitely have to be on standby. It's the word of the day. Yes, go out and enjoy yourself. Go enjoy your family. Just go enjoy life, but just never let your guard down. Never let your guard down. That's always something that I believe in. But yesterday was a beautiful, 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 and amazing day. And not to sound shocked, I just can't believe how great it was. And yeah, and it's like I said, it is a such thing as us having fun. There is such thing, so I don't want to make it seem like it's not. But yesterday was just it was just different for me. And I'm back at it this week, like I said, this Wednesday. Shout out to my man Queens Flip. I'll be out there in BK from 1 to 7. And see, and even with that event, because I know, Queen, Flippy having a lot of wild stuff going on. Even with that event, I am on standby and I'm aware of stuff and I'm going to go get whatever footage I need to get and then respectfully get up out of there. I'm not the type of guy that needs to stay for a whole event. Then when you stay for a whole event and something happens, then you're complaining. But if you would have got up out of there at a certain time, you'd have been all right. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anything can happen while you're at the event. This is why you have to be on standby. But after a while, when you see 2 hours go by and ain't nothing happening, after a while you're gonna say, okay, you know what? Maybe God is giving me a sign. I, I've been chilling for 2, 3 hours or whatever. It's time for me to go. But we don't do it because we get so caught up in what we see. We might stay for the food or we stay for the atmosphere. We thinking, okay, this is dope. But then as soon as something happened, the first thing we go is you can't go nowhere and party without people. Because this is what we do. We don't know how to act in public. So, I'm never telling anybody to be um scared when they go places, but you have to be aware, you have to be prepared, and you gotta be on standby. Well, McLean, I don't have time to think about all that because if I got to think about that, um, I shouldn't go anywhere. Then maybe you're right. Because if you walk out the door with this attitude of, hey, you can tell yourself all day it's going to be a good day. That's cool. You know how many people walk out the door every day and told themselves it was going to be a good day, and they just so happened to be at a cookout or be at a block party, and that was their last cookout, their last black party. the definition of having fun is not to overdo it in life. At some point, you gotta have a chill button, a pause button. Okay, that's enough. I had enough to drink. I had enough to smoke. That's it. At some point, if you're at that age, sometimes, like I said, when you're in your 20s, it might be cool. But as you get older to like I said, to your late 30s and early 40s and 50s. After a while, it's like, okay, Tay, my Long Island sister, what up? We all at some point have to have a chill button because our thing is to make it back home to our loved ones. Nowadays, too many people are going out and not making it back home, and then their loved ones got to get that phone call that they were at the parade, or they were at the cookout, or the block party, or they was at the bar in the lounge, and something just happened. Okay, Tay, nobody ever wants to get the phone call because it's sad. So at any time you could be somewhere having a good time with people, not just black people, but also people from all walks of life. Take advantage of that moment, but you have to know how to say, okay, this is it. Enough's enough. I'm out. That was Tiffany. Damn, you heard Tiffany sneeze? That's crazy. And I got my door closed. Yeah, that was Tiff. But and that's just something, stand by, y'all. We just gotta that's just what we have to do. It's not over worrying. It's not, oh, I don't have time for that, McLean. I'm too busy trying to get high and drunk. I'm trying to sniff a little coke. Like, no. Have your fun. Have your fun. However you have your fun is how you have your fun. But believe me, you don't want to be high or drunk. And when something happens, it's scary enough for it to sober you up. Yeah, yeah, I definitely tell her, Tay. She in the room doing her little cleaning this morning. This is what she do when she needs something to do. So she's in the room and I'm in my lab right now. In my lab. But perfect example, coming to my annual barbecue. When you talk about coming to my annual barbecue, you're talking about coming to a place where you ain't gotta be on standby with nothing. You don't have to worry about nothing when you come to my barbecue. Nothing. Ask the people who've been there. Ask the people that was there this year. Some of the same people that was there last year was this year. Ask them, do they have to worry about carrying a pocket knife on them or carrying some pepper spray with them? Because, oh my God, I don't know who Clarence is going to have at this annual barbecue. And if he put it out on social media that anybody and everybody can come, I don't know what's going to happen. So in case a fool want to act up, I got to have something on me. When have y'all heard something happening at my barbecue? I did it 3 years in a row. Somebody please. Because off experience of what I've seen at gatherings, at block parties, at parades, no. When I decided to do the annual barbecue, when I decided to do that, I was like, look, man, you got to do this right or don't do it at all. And doing it right is not about, oh, what kind of food you're going to have there, but more or less what kind of people you're going to have there. The food is the easy part. The people. There's too many people are doing events and inviting people just just to be inviting them so they could say that they had people there. I know people like that. They'll do a party, a birthday party, and just have everybody and their mamas. Don't even know the people like that. Speak to the people once or twice. Hey, I'm having a party. You want to come through? You don't even know the person like that. Then when somebody asks you, who invited this person? You invited them? Do you know them? No, I talked to them maybe once or twice. All right, so why the fuck are they in here? It don't make any sense. That's why my barbecue has went the way it went 3 years in a row. Because having that, that you coming through that ghetto mentality and acting like trash, and that's something that will never be accepted. So, one thing at my barbecue, we don't never have to be on standby because we gonna chill, we gonna have a good time. But there's always those places that you go to, even when you go to your family's event, rather if it's a family reunion or even if it's a holiday like Christmas or Thanksgiving, you got to be on standby because even though it's your family, something's gonna happen. You always got that one family member that you don't like, that don't like you, and it's like, all right, auntie gonna say something, uncle gonna say something, cousin gonna say something, and I'm gonna end up doing something to them. So let me try to have whatever fun I can have. Or if I know that they getting ready to come over, or who's getting ready to come, auntie such and such, uncle such and such. All right, let me get my plate to go. No, 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 you're not gonna do that. That's family. I don't give a shit. I'm out. Because if he say something to me, I'm uncle, no uncle. We got to do what we got to do. Now, nobody can tell me that they can't relate to that. We all have had family members or somebody like that when whether it's Christmas or Thanksgiving or we out, they coming. You trying to get that plate and get the hell up out of there. Or you just say, man, screw the plate. I had enough to eat. I'm getting the hell out of here. I can't be here when she come or he comes. And it's like that. Sometimes you got to create your own comfortability where you say, you know what? I can't control certain things, certain places. I can control by not going there. I can't control about who's there, especially when it's something that public is nothing you can do about it. You can't say all the good people can be invited, but all the bad people stay home because when you're outside and there's an event, there's going to be a mixture of everybody. You're going to have some people looking there to have fun, and then you got some people who are looking to crash out for whatever reason. But when you're doing an event yourself and you set certain rules, what people can, what they can do, what they can't do, as far as, hey man, if you're gonna do this, you can't do it right here. You got to move over there with it, and it's cool, and it turns out well, and that's why my annual barbecue has turned out beautiful in the last 3 years. It wasn't about how many people came, because people always ask that question. Well, how many people? Wait a minute. He only had 15 people. He only had 20 people. What kind of cookout is that? As popular as he is or supposed to be, and all the fighters that he represent, he should have had 50 people there, 100 people there. I mean, yo, check it. Shit happens. But I'm only concerned with the people who come and support me. It's not about the amount of numbers. Smash that like button, y'all. Let's get these likes up. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get them up. I'm at 641, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't mean to be picky. I gotta get to 700, y'all. I ain't gonna need to tell you 650, but if I can get to 650, cool. But I'm really trying to get to 7. Let's get me to 700, y'all. Because after 700, I'll have about, what, like 300 more subscribers, I believe. So let's work on getting that, y'all. Pretty pleased with a cherry on top. But being on standby is cool. Being aware of stuff is cool. Paying attention to stuff is cool, because sometimes you save yourself and you save somebody who might be with you or the people around you when you are aware. Versus, man, I didn't know what was going on because I was over here trying to be greedy and drink this whole Henny bottle. I was being greedy. I was over here smoking. I smoked about 5, 6 L's, man. I ain't even know. All I heard is somebody screaming. I heard, you know, gunshots, and that's what got me up. But it feels good when you can go somewhere. It feels damn good when you can go somewhere and you could be around your people. And even if some nonsense happens when you left, at least you know I wasn't there for it. Why you weren't there for it? Because you don't try to overdo it. Some people overdo it when it's time to have fun. People want to come out at, you know, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon and don't want to go home to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Not just young kids, but grown people. And the idea is I'm going to have fun. I've worked all my life. I've done this all my life. I've done that all my life. That's cool. That's cool. Sound good. But just protect your space and your peace and be on standby when these kind of things happen. Because once again, um, nobody wants to ever get that phone call that they loved one is laying on a sidewalk or in the middle of the street. This is something that we have to be aware of, you know, and this is the reason why my barbecue was never put out and for everybody to come. OG Steve, what's up, my brother, man? Kiss Mom Dukes for me. That's why my barbecue was never open to the public. I was never gonna go out my way to say, yo, everybody can come. Do I look stupid? What the hell? Like, once again, you got people who, just like YouTube, they don't give a damn who's on their channel. They just want people there to make their channel look good. You throw a barbecue or a block party and you don't know any of the people, but you're just telling people to come out and rock with you. It's not always a good idea because it's enough for you to have to keep an eye, damn near keep an eye on the people you invited, because somebody gonna do a little too much and you're gonna be like, come on, bro, what are you doing? You know better than that. So just imagine inviting people that you don't know. You'll end up becoming everybody's babysitter. Because it's like, yo, you gotta watch this dude, watch him, watch this dude, watch this guy. This guy getting a little too drunk. He's starting to bump into dudes. He's filling up on women. Watch him. I'm never ever putting myself in that type of predicament where that's got to go on. That's too much work. Because when you're doing an event, you're there to entertain people. You're not there to babysit them. There's a difference. Um, that's a lot. What are the criteria of having fun? Oh, well, I tell you this, coming in one piece and leaving in one piece. That's the criteria. It ain't always about how much you drunk, how much you smoke, how many numbers you got. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, all right, cool. You know, get all the numbers, smoke all the blunts, drink all the beer, drink all the alcohol you want, you know. But the criteria to me is leaving in one piece, coming in one piece, and leaving in one piece. Rather if I had fun or not, I left alive. See, we missed that because if we don't have the fun that we want to have, yo, it was whack, it was boring. Okay, cool. It's like that, then you have to move on and go find something else to do. But the criteria of having fun wherever you go is coming in one piece and leaving in one piece. Because like I said, think about how many people this year just alone who didn't even get to see the summer or they got to see half of the summer, which June, July, they were already gone. And now here it is. You out here drinking and mourning over them because they were in the predicament where they went somewhere and their life was cut short because all they were trying to do was have fun. But somebody decided to say, well, today is not going to be the day for you to have fun. Today is the day you're going to die. We have to be on standby. And it's sad that it has come to that. And a lot of y'all want to be like, I ain't got to be on standby with nothing, man. This is my block. This is my hood. Once again, you idiots, there's no such thing as your block and your hood. You just live there. And let me tell you something. There's people all over the world who die in their hood. You don't have to be in the ops hood to die. You can die right in your neighborhood. It happens every day. My sister was murdered. She was murdered in her hood. Not the ops hood, but her hood. OG Steve, if you still on here, rest in peace to my brother Kirk, a brother that me and my man OG Steve knew since the 90s. 2003 was murdered in his own projects, his own community. So you don't have to be somewhere else to lose your life. But that's besides the point. We have to, we always say we're trying to enjoy life. That sounds good. Yeah, I was just telling them, OG Steve, I was just telling them, Steve, about, you know, you can die in your own hood, man. Look at Kirk, man. Rest in peace to our brother Kirk. He was in the hood. We have to be on standby. It's just something that it's mandatory. Now, I'm not saying that when you go places, you got to be super worried, but there are some places we go in life and we got to go. You know what? Hell no, I'm not going over here. Yo, come on, man. It ain't nothing. Nah, I'm not going over here, man. It look like it's too much going on. Y'all ever went somewhere where you look and you go, yo, I don't give a damn how much fun it look like. It look like it's too much going on over here. I'm not going over here. The YouTube channel Evil Intentions did an episode on him. They did? Holy shit. You know what? I gotta get his birthday. I've never celebrated my dude, man, and it's sad. Me and Veronica talked about that. I never celebrated that dude. I always think about him, but I need to get his birthday. I need to get a picture with him. Um, I think I got one picture with him, but it's not really a good one. I need to get a picture with the homie, man. I'm just feel bad that it should have been some candle lighting for him every year. It needs to be something done in honoring him, man. And that's something that me, you, and V, we need to talk about, man. Because we not gonna act like he wasn't family, man. That was my dude. I loved him. We worked at McDonald's together. Me, him, and Felicia. It's crazy. Okay, I got to get a picture with him, but we got to do something, man. I don't know. I know it's been some years, 20 some years, but we got to do something, man. I feel bad, but yeah, we're gonna do it. But just to be out yesterday, y'all, it was amazing. And I love it when I can just go somewhere, no matter what borough or what city I'm in, when I can go somewhere and just have fun. And like I said, it don't matter what happened when I leave. But even when I leave and I hear something happen, I feel bad because I feel bad for the people that were there. Somebody might have got shot, somebody might have got stabbed, somebody might have got jumped. But then I tell myself, it is my job to protect my space and my peace. So when I get to where I'm going, I'm like, well, it looked like I left out of there just in time. Because it seemed like had I would have stayed 30 to 45 more minutes, I probably would have been a part of the crime scene. Sometimes you have to pack it up and go, all right, this is it. Some of y'all are so thirsty to have extra fun. I don't want to go back to the house Why am I going? Well, you don't necessarily have to go back to the house, but sometimes you got to pick it up and go, you know what? Let's go somewhere else. Let's go sit in the park and let's go finish doing what we do. Let's go somewhere where we can get away from this rowdiness. Some of y'all want to stay where the rowdiness is at, but then you don't want to be a part of the rowdiness. You can't stay around rowdiness, but then you don't want to be around it. It don't make any sense. Sometimes you got to pick up and say, you know what? This is it. They doing too much. People are getting drunk. They just doing way too much, and this is gonna be it. And we're gone. Be on standby, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm saying. Shout outs to everybody yesterday. All right, Steve, I got it. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna definitely go check it out. Um, so let's see what we got popping for this week. I told you what we got going on Wednesday. At some point, I'll be back in these gyms. Uh, John's Gym in the Bronx. Look John's Gym up if you're not familiar with it. You ever in New York, come on, try John's Gym, try Gleason's in Brooklyn, try Green Fitness in Brooklyn, try Mendez in Harlem, um, Harlem House of Champions, my man Ronnie Love, right around the corner from where I stay. Um, there's so many to try out when you come here. It's all worth it, man. It's a lot of gyms it's worth coming to see. El Maestro. Um, at some point, I'm gonna be in there this week. You're gonna see me doing a lot of moving around as the weeks go on, as the months go on. Like I said, I'm making up for lost time. You're gonna see me in a few places. There's definitely a lot of few places that I'm trying to touch down on. But Wednesday, 1 to 7, Brooklyn, Queens Flip, between Utica and Glenwood, free jerk chicken, and there's gonna be a lot of other stuff. A friendly event. Flip just did something in Queens before where he was giving out. I forgot what he was doing, but he's always doing something. Queens Flip is always doing something. Never got to meet the brother, but I'm looking forward to meeting him Wednesday. Shout out to him and JR, his son, man. He's a perfect example of what a father is. And I was just looking at a video with him last night when a couple of days ago he was in Atlanta, and before Atlanta he was with Jim Jones, and then before that he was at the Dominican Parade. But he's always with his son. Man, if I can get that dude for a Father's Day event or something, man, it'd be dope to have him on, um, building with him. I got some things I'm gonna try to talk to him about if I see him Wednesday. That would uh that would mean a lot. I got an idea as I'm just sitting here now talking about it. Something that would be something that would be dope, something that would be in the works. Now, y'all probably thinking, I know somebody's going to ask me, right? McLean, all these morning chop ups sound great, and you being so positive, and you coming up here on your Malcolm X and Martin Luther King is great. But what do you think about what's going on in boxing? I don't think about a goddamn thing. Everything that is happening, as far as what makes sense, or what makes sense, I can't wait. I'm getting back to my boxing talk. Tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, I'm going to, not tomorrow morning, but tomorrow afternoon, I will be on the Lubin versus Virgil Ortiz. I will be on that. Um, and I think I touched this about everything I needed to. Um, Probably I don't think I got to the David Benavides in Yard, but I'm going to touch that. I'm waiting for the return of Danny Garcia to see what's going on with that. Other than that, anything else that's going on in boxing, I don't give a shit about it. And y'all know what I'm talking about already. I'm not interested and don't even give a shit. It don't concern me. It don't move me. So that's why you probably haven't heard me talk anything about it since Friday because I'm not moved. A lot of y'all all moved by it. I'm not moved by it. I'm not moved by nothing because, in the words of my brother D Free, I don't expect anything. Not a damn thing. And I'm not making the money that they making and they're not paying me. So at the end of the day, I don't care no more what they do because I already know in my mind I don't have to pay for nothing that I don't approve of. I don't have to pay them nothing I don't approve of. And I will continue to think like that and I will continue to move like that. And that will save me. That actually saves me from being in my feelings. And I think it will save all of us from being in our feelings. We're too quick to get emotional about a lot of things that if we had the mindset of expect the unexpected, you'll feel more better because then you can say, oh shit. Or you could be like, you know what? I'm not really surprised. If you look at this whole world that we live in, it's a shit show. It's a shit show. Everybody's looking to get over somebody. Everybody's looking for attention. Everybody's thinking about how can I get my views up next? How can I get more people to Queen's Flip said something in a video that I looked at yesterday that he did. And it's crazy, right? There was a guy who came to him and was telling him, I guess, how to do his channel better. And I think when I see him, I'm gonna try to rap with him about this if this is possible. He was saying the guy was telling them that he could do this and he could do that, he could do this and do that. And Flip kind of said something that I agree with, because even though my channel is a very small channel. This is how I think now, and I'm gonna think when I get to where I need to be. That there's nothing wrong with taking advice from people. Um, I think the problem with taking advice from people want you to do more than just take their advice. They actually want you to capitalize on what they're telling you. Now, that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. You don't know if somebody's trying to swindle you into something or they give you an idea and I don't know, they want PC and the idea that they're giving you, or they want to be able to run and tell people, I'm the one that told him to do that. I don't know what it is, right? Because especially when it's brothers who look like us, it's hard to trust each other because everybody's out for something. At least that's what I like to think. And Flip told him, why would I change what it is that I'm doing? And if the people's comfortable and they like it, I'm not going to change what it is that I'm doing. And it's crazy because when he said it, I sat there and I said, well, shit, that sounds a lot like me because I'm the type of person. And like I said, my channel is nowhere near his or a lot of other channels. But one thing about it, rather if my channel is small or big, I'm not changing how I do my content for anybody. Now you can give me advice on something and I'll tell you, okay, I'll look into it. And that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look into it. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it. Because what works for you might not necessarily work for me. And people kill me too, because they'll go, I'm telling you it's gonna work, bro. I did it. I don't give a damn. That's you. But if you listen to the way I'm telling you, it'll work. No, 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 no. I don't give a damn what you're telling me or how you're telling me. If it worked for you, then that's you. I have to move how I move. I never try to move like anybody. And Flip said a lot of valid things, and it seemed like the dude he was talking to was, I don't want to say he was slow, but it seemed like he wasn't getting it. And he kind of reminded me of these people on YouTube when they ask you questions and you're giving them the answers, but it seemed like they keep trying to bait you into saying something or they are pushing you to come out of character where you're not really trying to go there. Just keep in mind what works for you does not work for the next person. So even when you're making it seem like you're trying to be genuine and you're trying to help, um, sometimes you got to leave people be, because nowadays, and I'm not saying everybody, and I'm wrong for saying everybody, but it seems like people look like they're trying to get something out of somebody. It's sometimes with people, it's just not always about giving advice. Sometimes people are looking to get something out of somebody. The way I run No Duck Zone, the way I operate it, you might be able to tell me, hey, McLean, I know how you can get them 700 subscribers if you do this or if you say that. Well, if I got to do this and say that, then shit, I'll wait for them 700. I'm good. Yeah, I might tell you, help me get to 700, help me get to 650, but I'll wait. I will wait. I'm not in no rush. I'll wait. I would appreciate it, but I'll wait because I'm going to run this channel how I want to run it and not how I'm told to run it. And my viewers, my subscribers, ain't no complaints from them. There hasn't been no complaints from them since I've started this channel. So why would I change anything up now? So when Flip was telling them that, and he's like, yo, this is how I run my channel, and and I do this and I do that and I do this. And don't get me wrong, Flip is great. I just like him and his son. I don't like when he have other people around him. I think they're a bunch of clowns, but that's just my opinion. But when I see him and what his son is doing and how he keeps his son under his wings, that's the most beautifulest thing. It's beautiful. But this is not about if your channel is small. It doesn't matter if your channel is big. It doesn't matter if you have a channel or not. Sometimes you have to do what's best for you. It's not always about comfortability. Do what's best for you. And sometimes, majority of the times, like I said, when people are coming and giving you an idea, or they seem like they're trying to be helpful, sometimes you got to go, and it depends on what they tell you. You got to go. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yo, why don't you try it? Yeah, that's like somebody telling me, man, why don't you try to let dudes come up here and freestyle? No, I would never let dudes come up here and freestyle. This ain't Hot 97. This ain't 100.5. This ain't a hell no. Ain't none of that up here. You want to do that, you better go find somewhere to go listen. Go find a radio station. This ain't it. I'm not Funk Master Flex. I ain't DJ Envy. It ain't none of that. People will try to make you change something, making it seem like they're helping you. But then, let's say if you capitalize on what they helped you with or told you to do and you mastered it, two things gonna happen. You have a fallout for them. They'll say, I'm the reason why his show got better. Or even if they cool with you, yeah, well, I told him to do that. I told him to do that, So, ever since, so, you know, he can't forget me though, because I'm the one that put him on with that. Believe me, I will listen to what somebody's telling me, but I don't just listen to what they're telling me. I actually listen to the words they use. And granted, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I know when some shit sounds like you're trying to get me to change exactly what it is that I do, and I go, yeah, well, no, I'm not doing that. I'm fine with doing what I'm doing, and I will continue to do what it is that I am doing. Of course, we all gotta listen to somebody someday. Trust me, I know. I know. Sup, seafood? Trust me, I know. But not all advice is advice. And a lot of times people are looking to get something out of it so they can go and tell people I was the one who gave them that idea. You have to do sometime what's best for you, even when people telling you that might not be a good idea. Because now when you actually capitalize on what it is that you're doing, the first thing people are going to come back and try to applaud you on it. And it's like, man, get out of here. You the one that told me that was a dumbass idea. Now that you see that I capitalized, now you want to give me credit for it? Don't give me credit for it now, man. You the one that told me that was a dumbass idea. And these are the kind of people that we deal with. And it's always sad that it's people who look like us that do it to each other, where you got this dude that come and tell him about brother this, brother that, brother, come on, we can get together, do this, brother, we can make this happen. Already he walking in on some bullshit. We can get together, make this happen. We can make that happen. Yeah, all right, that sound good. But if you just like the No Duck Zone logo is cool, but I know I can make it look better. You can't make shit look better because I ain't gonna let you do that. If that was to happen, that would have to be a decision that comes from me. Well, I mean, I know how you, I mean, I know how I can make it. You can't make it look like nothing, brother. You can't make it look like nothing. Well, hey man, if we have these topics, I know if we have these topics on the show, this will make No Doug Zone better. Once again, you can't make my show better, only I can. Because I'm the one that's got to put in the work. So whether if I have a new duck or old duck, that's not gonna change my content. It's still gonna be what it's gonna be, rather if people are here or not. And that's the world we live in. So when Queen's Flip was talking to the brother about it, I'm sitting here listening, and I'm just like, and Flip, just like any other person in the world, right? Especially with people with channels, you ought to protect your channel and to protect your brand. And these, and you can't just, you have to protect it from certain people because certain people act like they're coming to do good and they're really not. And if you're not careful, um, your brand will slip away from you because you think that this person's coming to help you and they're really not. They're trying to see what they can get out of you, especially if you're worth something. I'm not worth anything. Who knows if I ever will be worth something? I don't know. Maybe I will be, maybe I won't. Maybe people will never work for me. I can't work with him because he don't stick to the code. Because it's a lot of y'all that stick to the code. Y'all not your own man. Y'all stick to the code. Social media got y'all putting Victoria's Secret panties on. Instead of you putting briefs on or putting boxes on, you're putting your Victoria drawers on. Go ahead. Because y'all so damn thirsty on trying to please people with your stupidity. Popularity versus the truth, and y'all continue to want to be popular instead of continue to try to put out the truth about things. I'm my own man. So if you ever try to come to me like I said, I'll listen to you. Depends on what you say, not even how you say it. I will listen to you. But if I ever felt like you're trying to come and change what I'm doing on my show, you are going to lose in that department. I promise you. Now you can come and say, yo, Clarence, I got a fly intro for you. Okay. I'll listen to the intro. I'll listen to whatever, see if it works for the channel. All right, let's go. But far as you trying to tell somebody how to change up their content, you're going to fail in that department. If something's not working for somebody, believe me, they'll know when something's not working for them. They'll never need anybody to come and tell them that it's not working unless they just up here just to be up here and you don't ever care about getting this and that, you just up here to be up here, then okay, cool. But you can never tell somebody how to change their content or what it is that they need to do. Because some people, when you do that, you put them in the position, and now they're like, okay, I'm used to doing it this way, and change is necessary. But when the change comes, it has to come from you. The change can't come from somebody else. The change can't come from them. Well, maybe if you go live at this time, it'll be better. Maybe if you have these guests, it'll be better. Maybe if you have these topics about the Diddy trial and all this, it'll be better. No, I'm not. I'm not doing none of that shit because I don't care about none of that. Y'all care about it. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not a gospel person. This ain't none of these shows you see on TV. We don't do that bullshit over here, player. And I don't worry about, well, how you expect your channel to grow. It'll grow. It'll grow. It may not move as fast as you think it should move, but what you think don't matter because you didn't help it. You didn't create it. It's all in God's timing. Whenever God tell me, yo, man, it's time for your channel to go to that next level, my job is to sit and wait. And that's what I'm doing. We waiting. But while I'm waiting, I'm putting in work. So shout out to Queen's Flip for that. And shout out to anybody else out there that might have somebody coming to them that think that they're trying to be helpful, but that they also trying to tell you, you know, damn near how to run your channel. You can't tell me how to run my shit. You're going to lose in that department. Shout out to my brother, Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother, Drew Titan, LLC. Shout out to Queen's Flip and shout out to every other content creator out there that moves their channel the way they want to move it and not have somebody come and tell you what it is that you need to do, because once again, that might not work for you. We're all in this space in YouTube where we are not just comfortable with what we do, but we know what it is that we need to do without being told what to do. So if there's certain topics, Crush, what's up? If there's certain topics you don't want to have, or if there's certain guests you don't want to have, you more than welcome not to have them topics or them guests without somebody saying, why haven't you had this person on there? Why haven't you had this topic? Because I don't want to. It don't mean nothing to me. What do you think about the Diddy trial? I don't think nothing about that shit, dog. I don't care. I don't give a shit about none of that. There's a lot of stuff that happened for 2025 that I never really touched on because I never gave a damn about it. It wasn't going to do anything for me, especially if there were 99 other channels out there talking about it. What the hell did I need to talk about it for? Well, you know, you could have talked about it and put your own twist to it. No, man. If everybody else is talking about it, what the fuck am I talking about it for? For what? There's certain things you can talk about that everybody else is talking about. Then there's certain things where it's like, man, it ain't worth touching this. What does this do for me? Because as soon as I bring it up, well, it's enough to deal with the trolls. So now all you have is a whole bunch of disrespectful people coming in, using all types of racist words. You got to, I mean, it's 2025, but we still getting called monkeys. Oh, well, McLean, I haven't seen that because your ass ain't on YouTube. We still getting called that. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I block you. I don't do timeout. We block people over here. My block game is strong. So everybody who's moving their channel the way they want to move it, continue to move it that way, bro. You don't need no assistance. And then when you do, you can open up and go, you know what? This channel might be moving a little slow. I'm going to need some muscle. Okay, I got some people, or I got a person I could call, you know, to help me out in this department. But if you ever somewhere in public, man, and, you know, somebody you might know or somebody you don't know that just watch you and they walk up to you, and just be mindful of what words they use when they talking to you, because you got to know somewhere, okay, this is This is gonna be some bullshit. Let's see what this person got to say. And you're listening to them, and you're like, okay, that's cool, but and I like to be straight up. I'm the type of person where I tell you that's not gonna work for me. Why? Because I run my channel a certain way, and I love the way I run it. The people who come through here with me, they love the way I run it, and I'm going to continue to run it that way. But people see all these other YouTube channels and they get it twisted and they go, well, you know what, McLean, you got to keep up with the rest of these channels. I ain't got to keep up with no fucking body. I look like Carl Lewis? I'm not in no damn race. I ain't got to keep up with nobody because I ain't in competition with nobody. There's no competition. For it to be competition, you got to be competing. I ain't competing. Now, for some of y'all, that's probably a wrong way to think because some of y'all thinking, well, I'm in competition. I'm not. Because being in competition is what's going to make you change up how you do things on your channel. I ain't competing with y'all. The hell I look like? I got more important things in this world to worry about. You think I'm competing with y'all? Hell to the nizzle. Monetized or not, I ain't competing with nobody. I don't want to. I don't even give a fuck if my channel is not even mentioned with the good channels. I'm okay with that. Hey man, if there's a top 25, McLean is on the 25. That's cool. That's cool. I'm all right with it. I ain't kissing no ass. I ain't clout chasing. And I'm not going to just be out here gossiping like you see some of these girly men do when they doing that. Running their mouths like a bunch of divorced wives. Bunch of moist meter dudes. That's just never going to be me. You notice when you see me come on, right? I don't have a fly. I don't have no intro. You don't hear no music in the back. I mean, I'm gonna get to that at some point, right? Well, how long you gonna? Don't worry about how long. Y'all ain't helping me, so don't worry about it. At some point, I'm gonna get to it. But you see how I just keep it plain. Now, this is not gonna always work for me because at some point I'm gonna have to step it up. But you see how it works for me? This is me. We too damn afraid to be our own man because we're trying to keep up with the Joneses. We're looking at somebody else's channel and go, damn, I need to be like him. And there's nothing wrong with admiring people, but there ain't one person I want to be like. I want to be like No Duck Zone. Yeah, there's other channels I like, but believe me, I always say, yo, I'm not looking at nobody else saying I got to keep up with them. All I have to do is keep doing what I do when I do it, and I'll be where I need to be. And if that takes another 6 months to 2 years, 3 years, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it, y'all. So let's just keep that on our mind. Once again, shout out to Queen's Flip. Shout outs to everybody out there doing their thing. This Wednesday, like I said, 1 to 7, Brooklyn, between Utica and Glenwood. Queen's Flip will be having I don't want to say just a block party, but giving away free jerk chicken out there, the community, you know, the kids and all, 1 to 7. So I will be out in BK this week getting that content. I'll probably be on Instagram going live because with all that music, I can't hit nothing on YouTube. I got to chill until I can figure that out. And I'm gonna go out there and build with the brother and build with some other people. And we just gonna go out there and we're gonna have an amazing, amazing, amazing time. Like I said, the word of the day is standby. When you out here trying to have fun, no matter where you go, what borough, what city, be on standby. Yes, you can have fun, enjoy yourself, live it up, but be on standby. When something don't look too good, you know you got to get up out of there. Even in your own community. Nowadays, our own communities are not safe. You got to be on standby in your own community. And the problem is a lot of people get something done to them because they're too comfortable. I'm in my hood. What is going to happen to me? Well, let me tell you something. You better look at history of how many people have been murdered in their own communities. Some coming out their building, coming off their porch, coming out the bodega. It happens. I love y'all. God bless. We'll be back tomorrow to talk the boxing. Not no more to chop up tomorrow. I gotta make moves. Probably at some point, wherever I'm at. I might go live, not through StreamYard, but if I could, wherever I'm moving to, if I can talk to y'all on the live, because I want to stay consistent in what I do. So I try not to use me not being home to not go live. I can still go live. It just depends on where I'm at, because there's times if I'm outside moving, I might be around the train. Somebody might be playing their music and I have to cut it off and on, and sometimes they get annoying. I'm going to try to do my best to do that if I can. So just be on standby with that. And tomorrow night, I know about I'll say about 5, 6 o'clock, probably about 5 o'clock, we'll be live here on StreamYard to talk about Virgil Ortiz, Eric Salubin. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for always coming through and rocking with me in these morning chop ups. And whenever I come on, even if you don't stay long, I appreciate you. My 3 watches, I appreciate y'all. The 11 likes I got, I appreciate y'all. That makes me come on more and more all the time. Right? Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what it is. No Doug Zone Podcast. Let's go.